Starship Troopers Chronicles, the Pluto campaign, and the Hydora campaign. The Pluto campaign introduces us to our Starship Troopers characters. Now, this show was made in 1999, and it was made by the same people who made the MTV Spider-Man show. And I believe they also made that Halo show, Red versus Blue. So I love that MTV Spider-Man show. This show is so awesome. This Roughnecks show. A lot of the stuff that they take from here, they take a lot from the book. They take a lot from the Starship Troopers book. This show came out after the movie. And here's the thing. This show broke all the rules of television. Because they would have it on... It had 1 hour and a half episodes. The episodes in here are an hour and a half. And there is 8 episodes. So 8 1 hour and a half episodes. And on disc 1, there's 2 of those, right? On each disc, there's 2 of those. And so let me open it up here. Very nice DVD case. I am watching them, okay? And this is my review of the first 2. So the story starts off on Pluto, right? And it reminds me of the start of the first Starship Troopers, where they're on like this dark planet, but I don't think it was Pluto. I have to rewatch. I have the 4K right here. I have to rewatch the 4K of Starship Troopers. But in the beginning, you know, it starts off with Rico getting his leg injured. So this is like an hour and a half of like a battle that they have on Pluto. And one of the things that the show does different than the movie is the movie had to make a lot of budget cuts. So they had to eliminate like a lot of vehicles and even a lot of their bodysuits, you know. So in the show, we get to see their bodysuits. We get to see their drop suits. Their suits can do different things like float in the water. Like in the Hydora campaign, they literally have all those vehicles from the second Avatar. They have all these jet skis. They have a hovercraft. Still, when you watch the show today, the soundtrack is great. The early 2000s CGI still looks great. I'm watching it on my HD TV, and I'm like, man, this show is great. You know, because it, first of all, it doesn't get boring. Like, there's no scenes of the characters just talking. Like, all the talking and all the character stuff is done with action. There's like action from beginning to end. You know, you're not going to get bored. You're not going to get bored watching this. And, you know, the same characters from the movie are there, but I think they're more accurate to the books. Like, you have Rico, you have Dizzy, you have Rico's ex-girlfriend who becomes a pilot and she starts dating that other pilot. So I have to read the book. That's the only thing. I started reading the book. I didn't finish it. And, you know, the book had come out in parts in a science fiction magazine. And then they collected it into a book. And the book is read, like, throughout I think it's a book that people have to read in the military. It's one of those essential military reading books because a large part of Starship Troopers had to do with the training, right? So these first two episodes. So the first episode ends up with them starting the war on Pluto, right? And the second episode, they're on a water planet called Hydora. And we see the bugs from the movie, but not only do we see the bugs from the movie, we see some more bugs. Like, we see how the bugs travel from planet to planet. I don't think we saw that in the movie. I have to rewatch the movie. I think we saw it maybe for like a second. But what we did see is we saw the bugs fire those energy things, right, to destroy the ships in space, right? But we never saw a bug ship, like how the bugs travel from planet to planet. And in this show, we do see that. And then something that I do like is because the Hydora campaign takes place in a water world, it's almost like a different take on Avatar, you know? And it's really good. You know, Avatar, Halo, they took a lot from Starship Troopers. You know, Helldivers is another one that they took a lot from Starship Troopers. So, if you haven't checked out this series, Roughnecks, the Starship Troopers Chronicles, okay, definitely everybody has to check it out. Alright? And the costumes, this was made before Halo, and the costumes literally do everything and look exactly like Halo. But yeah, Paul Verhoeven was the executive producer, and Paul Verhoeven was the director of the movie. So this DVD set was really rare. It came out in 2005. Now it's like super expensive. But I mean, you can tell who's really an animation fan and who isn't an animation fan. Because I'm a real animation fan, and guess what I like? I like Roughnecks. I don't like no motherfucking Hayao Miyazaki. I'm out here watching Roughnecks. Alright? I'm out here watching Starship Troopers Chronicles. This is a bug hunt. Are we going on another bug hunt? Huh? So, great franchise, Starship Troopers. You know, they're remaking it. Watch my video on that. And, I think Paul Verhoeven should be involved in the remake. I don't know. I think Paul Verhoeven should be involved in the Starship Troopers remake with like Neil Blomkamp. You know, because the movie's great, but when you're watching the movie, one criticism that I had when I watched it, and still to this day, a criticism that I have about the movie is, for example, in Aliens, the Marines had a tank. And you have to ask yourself, why in the Starship Troopers movie did they not have jeeps, some type of jeep that they get in, or some type of tank. And it was because of the budget cuts that the movie had gotten from the studio, or they went over budget or something like that. So it was great because this animated series is basically the full vision, right? It's the full vision of this animated series is basically Paul Verhoeven's full vision of what he could have done with Starship Troopers. And I mean, look at this poster. What an amazing poster, right? What an amazing freaking poster. And yeah, in the I'm on the 5th episode, right? Right now. No, I'm on the 3rd. And they get a robot on the show. They get a robot. So the episode that I'm watching, see, this is an episode list of it. I'm watching the Tesca campaign. Wow, look at this. They even have a bio here of the artist that did all the artwork on this DVD. This was an exclusive. Got this was rare. I didn't see this anywhere. I actually got it as a gift from one of my uncles. But this is such a rare DVD. And also a rare show. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers this show. What a shame, right? What a shame that nobody remembers the Roughnecks show. But still to this day, it has its own still to this day it has its own atmosphere when you're watching it. They never made another show like this. Alright. You know what they should do? They should do a show that has this type of animation. Right? They should do a show that has this type of animation. But for Aliens and Predator, like an Aliens versus Predator show, that had this type of animation. So, definitely one of my most coveted, I gotta say, one of my most coveted DVDs, right? Because this show is not streaming anywhere. Like, I mean anywhere. This show isn't streaming anywhere. So one of my most coveted DVDs. And check out this steelbook. The steelbook is really cool, of the original 1997 movie. Now, I don't really like the sequel, Starship Troopers 2. And you know, Starship Troopers 3 was it was a sci-fi original movie, and it was all right, you know, but the first film is right up there with Aliens. What a great movie. And I have to say, this animated series may be as good as the movie. Maybe. So check it out. Roughnecks. Starship Troopers Chronicles.